Yo, they go the prime, Aaron. Yeah, Sapphire Weapon's another one that everyone says wish we could add a Sapphire Weapon fight, but I think the Sapphire Weapon one makes a little more sense at least. We're not strong enough to fight a weapon yet. And this is kind of just to show you how strong they are. So later when Ultimate Weapon attacks, you're like, whoa. This is just a build up to the Diamond Weapon and Ultimate Weapon fights. Alright. We have a very funny enemy to discuss here. But first, let's talk about Soldier Second. So, if you remember way back in Shinra HQ, we fought Soldier Third. He's the guy that has the hard edge to steal. Soldier Third, the lower ranking member, had multiple spells like Sleep Hell, Flying Sickle. Soldier Second just blindly attacks for the entire fight. He has a counter called Sword of Doom that can deal big damage, but other than that, he just attacks. In fact, he's so dumb that if you manipulate him and have him attack another one, something funny happens. And I'll show that in a minute. They have Silence and Quadra Cut in their attack table, but they never use them. So yeah, Soldier Second is kind of a shame. Soldier Third was actually a pretty cool enemy that had like multiple different things going on. This guy is supposed to be an even higher ranking soldier, but all he does is just attack. To be fair, Sword of Doom does do a good amount of damage, but yeah, pretty lame. He also has a lot of health. Mostly my characters are just weak, though. I didn't equip them with anything. It's fine, whatever. Alright, so check this out. The Soldier Second is so dumb. Wait, I have to give myself manipulate. That if you fight two of them, and you manipulate one into fighting the other, This happens. So, I think we need to talk to Shinra about their ranking system. Because I think these guys are the soldier thirds. Or maybe even soldier fourths. Or maybe they need to just be kicked out entirely. I do almost kind of wonder if this was on purpose, but I don't think it is. I think it's just because their AI basically just attacks the last person that attacked them, and they forgot to set it to be, like, only us. Yeah, pretty funny either way. Alright, then we have one more very special enemy to talk about. There he is. This is the roulette cannon. And guess what? This is the worst enemy in the game. Bar none, worst enemy in the game. So the way this guy works is, first of all, he does nothing if you don't attack. He just sits there. If you attack him, he will counter the enemy that attacked him. Or a enemy. Doesn't have to be the one that he attacked. But actually, I don't know what happens if there's only two of us. We're about to find out. We might have to go grab Yuffie. Do I have anything that can kill Barrett? That's mine. I'm not sure if this will work with just us two. Yeah, we gotta grab Yuffie. So maybe this enemy isn't as dumb as I thought when you fight him before you get Yuffie. He actually kind of works in this one instance. It's me, Anne. Also, yeah, just aesthetically, like, what even is that enemy? It's just a gun on a pedestal. Like, maybe it's supposed to be like an anti-air cannon or something. I don't know, but it's really stupid. Anyways, now it should work. And by work, I mean not work. So, this guy counters every time you attack him. But his counter is broken. So if it sees two party members dead, it will no longer counter. So this fight is genuinely impossible to lose if you have a regular party. What I didn't know is if you have two party members, you can still lose it. But if you have a regular party, you cannot lose this fight. Because once he kills two of you, he stops attacking. So, great enemy. well-made, well-designed enemy. Yeah, I guess he ran out of ammo. And also the pedestal he's on counts as a separate enemy, just like with a lot of the other enemies we've talked about, just so his animation works correctly. And that's it for Junon. Tifa. 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 Thank you. Now the best cutscene in the game. Little baby laser. Bzzzt. How many times have I beaten Final Fantasy VII? At least twice. I lost count after that. Have they ever done any weird, interesting runs of Final Fantasy VII? You're talking to the guy who invented weird and interesting runs of Final Fantasy VII. I've been doing weird and interesting runs of Final Fantasy VII for over a decade. It's kind of my thing. How dare you? Any trivia for this Scarlet fight? I lose it all the time and I don't know why. That's my trivia. What's the weirdest run I've ever done? Probably the randomizer run, yeah. The model randomizer run. I don't know, it depends on what you mean by weird. I mean, original New Threat had Kate Sitharoth. That was pretty weird. Doubtful we're going to get what? The slap fight? I mean, pretty much everything else we've asked for, we've gotten. So. I don't know why you doubt him at this point. But then again, Scarlet's very different in Remake, so. Do I always play the Steam version? I've played pretty much every version there is to play of this game. We did an entire playthrough of the Japanese version. We did a speed run of the old Windows 98 version. Or XP version, I should say. I've obviously played the original many times. We've done the PS4 version. We did the European Disc 4 version. We did a NES demake. Chinese bootleg. Played the mobile version. Go speak to Captain Bob. Wait, his name's Captain Bob now. That's great. This is the best version, by far. If you want to just play the game, play the Steam version. Good old Captain Bob. Hey Death, I ordered a Touch Me F mug on the 26th of December and it hasn't shipped yet. Do those guys just take a while to ship? Well, I mean, it's literally the day after Christmas, brother. Yeah, you got Christmas and New Year's. I would give them a week. Even Amazon doesn't ship instantly right after Christmas. It's my mug and I want it now. Thanks for ordering one, though. I appreciate it. A lot of people have been ordering them. It's very cool to see. I've never really sold merch more than like 2 or 3 to the people in the community that asked for it. Never really had like a dedicated merch item. So it's cool to see. I'm more of just like that, you know, I'm giving people something they enjoy. I don't make a lot of money off of it, but it's just cool. All right. Let's go talk about some Medial enemies. Do we do the Quadramagic glitch on this playthrough? I feel like no, because I'm trying to keep my power level reasonably low. Oops. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. You can have your enemy skill back and Neo Bahamut, I guess. Why not? Okay. Let's see. Let's fight this guy first. One of my favorite enemies in the game. Yeah, we played it on Windows XP, but it was out before that. This is the Sea Worm. So this is one of the best grind spots in the game because this guy is the only encounter on this beach. And he gives really good XP, really good AP. Well, he gives good XP and AP and really good gil. And he also has dragon scales on his steel table and his drop table. And he drops turbo ethers 14% of the time. So you can either steal dragon scales from him, or you can just kill him normally and you have a 14% chance to get turbo ether. If you use poison and ice, you can kill him really quickly. And he also has a kind of funny gimmick. Do I have any? I don't think I do. No. Give myself a war gong. If you give this guy Berserk, he will spam nothing but his strongest attack, which is Earthquake. And he'll either use it on himself to heal or on you. Actually, he seems to only be using it on himself. Will he ever use it on us? I think Berserk just totally breaks his AI. He's only using it on himself. So there you go, an even easier win. Just give him Berserk. Dragon Scales are basically a free Aqualung, and they're very strong for pretty much the entire game. What I like to do, I'm sure you've seen me do it many times in many of my playthroughs, is I steal Dragon Scales from this guy. Kill him. Red 13 is going to do like 2k on a crit. If you can hit one. And then I take the Dragon Scale and I go over to the forest and I fight the headhunters in the forest. And a single Dragon Scales kills all of them and gives you one of the biggest XP rewards in the game. Huge XP and huge AP. And that guy gives you, like I said, 5,000 gil, so lots of gil. So you kind of have everything. You can fight this guy for a really good item. and a bunch of gil, and then you can go in here and fight the headhunters for big XP and AP. For some challenges, it's actually been faster to grind here than grinding in the North Crater, because it's so quick and easy to do. These are cry sails. From what I understand, the original Japanese name of this enemy was a weird conversion of the word chrysalis. So it ended up being translated back into English in a weird way. So even in the Japanese, it wasn't actually chrysalis, like it was a weird version of the word. So that's why it's weird in English. Chrysalis is the name of a cocoon. Of the cocoon, a caterpillar forms when turning into a butterfly, which is kind of what this thing looks like, although it also has like a head and teeth and stuff. This is the only place they appear in the game, but many people have fought in this area of the game to grind, so many people have seen this enemy. And these guys are also a pretty good grind if you just throw dragon scales at them, but not as good as the headhunters. You can just use Aqualung on your own too if you want. How do you pronounce chrysalis? 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 I think that's really the only way you could say it. Chrysalis? I guess you're right. I think I've heard it say that way. Yeah, you're right. Do you think we should say his name, Chrysalis? Cryssales. To me, that's just Chrysals. Alright, here's the headhunters. Like I said before, one of the best XP AP gil grinds in the game, especially if you just throw dragon scales. The original Japanese translated to neck hunter, but it was changed to headhunter, since that's an existing phrase that we have in English. So pretty good translation, I'd say. And yeah, big money, big XP, even drop ethers as well. And now we just have some enemies to fight in the grass. Yes, I definitely pronounce coupons on purpose. It's definitely not a meme. It's not a joke I make. I literally think it's pronounced coupons. My whole life I've said coupons. I've never once thought it's actually pronounced coupons. Hippogriff. So a hippogriff is supposed to be a combination of a griffin and a horse, but the hippogriff just uses the model of the griffin enemy with a different color, so kind of a shame. But it's still a cool name. Has a not super obvious mechanic where using magic will cause him to land instead of just dealing damage like with the griffin. And he has a rare attack called ? But in order to see it, you need to do damage so he flies and use a magic attack to make him land and then wait. So let's check that out. How much HP does he have? Not that much. Yes, calling pop soda, or soda pop, is definitely a pronunciation thing. It's not what people call it in my state. I actually just look at the word soda, and I pronounce it pop. You got me. You're so real for that. I'm just so bad at pronouncing words that I just got literally every letter wrong. Oh, I don't have any, like, regular well, I could use, like, flamethrower or something. Okay, now we just gotta wait. There it is. Question mark, question mark, question mark. And it's just like a beam attack. It's a very, very strange attack. And yeah, the way this guy's AI works is you have to use magic to get him to land, but nothing in the game tells you that. So you would never really know, but that's how it works. And then he uses that very strange attack. So there you go, there's the hippogriff. And then we have one more enemy to find in here, but let me go to the bathroom and get some more coffee first. I'll be right back. All right. One more enemy in this area. Classic enemy. Most of you will know it from chocobo farming. It is not you guys. Oh, I'm tempted. Tempted to fight these guys for XP, but like I said, kind of want to stay a lowish level to keep things interesting. But this would be like probably a level for everyone just in that one fight. How's it going left over? Well, now, come on, they're not that rare. They're pretty common, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, one of their fights is a 16 encounter. It's like a 1 in 4 of the popular fights here. Actually, yeah, because the other ones are chocobos, so this is a 1 in 4 encounter. Yeah. Only when we need them are they rare. Otherwise, we'd get them every fight. They're closer to a 50% chance if you're fighting chocobos. How's it going, Dash? Good to see you, man. We are indeed talking about spirals. Another hippogriff. Maybe... There they are. Alright, so this is the Spiral. These guys can spin after being attacked, giving them a new attack and drastically increasing their defense and magic defense. Any battle with a Spiral and a Chocobo means that it's a great Chocobo, which is really great for when you're doing Chocobo stuff because you specifically need greats. These guys are great for grinding because they give good XP, AP, Gil, and they have an X Potion Steal and a Guard Source Morph, which means you can indeed multiply Guard Sources from them with W item. And if you haven't learned Chocobuckle yet, the lone Spiral Chocobo fight has a level 36 Chocobo that you can use L4 Suicide on to get Chocobuckle. But most people get Chocobuckle from the earlier one at the farm. So there's their spinning animation, which gives them their new attack. That's pretty much all there is with these guys. Really cool design. I always liked these guys, and they have a cool name too. Kind of wish they used them more. Could you imagine like a boss battle or a mini boss with like a giant one of these? They also seem like they should be in like a cave or something. Like digging through the walls of a cave, not just on the world map. Alright. I'm not going to use the Quadramagic yet. But I do want to go ahead and do the glitch and grab it because we're going to want to show it off later. With a specific enemy. So we'll go grab it real quick. And then we're pretty much good until the train mission, I think. Yeah. But yeah, I should grab this because there's some funkiness we can do with it later. Yeah, we could. I figure I'll wait till we get Cloud back. I wonder where Slog put it in his sheet here. Later, he put it like... He basically put those enemies right before Northern Cave. I guess it would be more fun to fight them now, though, when we're weaker. We could do that, why not? The only Battle Arena only enemy is Tonberry. Actually, wait. The Hochu is also Battle Arena only. That wiki page was wrong, now that I think about it. The wiki on the Tonberry says that he's the only Battle Arena only enemy, but Hochu is also, I believe. Alright. let's talk about the goblin. There they are. So, the only fightable enemies, or the only fightable goblins are on Goblin Island or Knights of the Round Island. And they're the only source of Zeo Nuts and Goblin Punch. And let's see, let's show off something funny about them. So, Goblin Punch is currently doing about 150 damage. Let's heal up and save. And then I'm going to change all of our party levels to 40. Oops. There we go. We're all level 40. Now let's fight them again. Let's fight 3 of them this time. And notice how much damage Goblin Punch does now. 1,300 damage. So, for those of you that don't know, Goblin Punch has a very specific, strange quirk with levels. The way that you're supposed to use it is you're supposed to use it against enemies of the same level, I believe. Just double checking to make sure I'm not crazy. Okay, so it multiplies the damage by 8 if the target's level equals the caster level. Yeah, so the goblins are level 40, so if you happen to be level 40 when you fight them, they will get the 8 times boost and start doing crazy damage. And if you ever used Goblin Punch throughout the game and wondered, like, is it just a really low damage move that costs, like, no MP? Yes, but it does have that hidden mechanic that you're not going to see super often, but if you get lucky, you can take advantage of it. Even at 8 times power, though, it's not, like, insane. But with how little MP it costs, it's actually pretty good. Did I use Goblin Punch during Aerith's Revenge? I don't even remember that. I believe it, though. We had to use a lot of weird stuff during Aerith's Revenge. Punch Yuffie. Should have grabbed Manipulate. No. Stop it. There we go. Now attack Yuffie, please. Well, you never get to a very high level in the speedrun, so... And then also we have some cool concept art of the goblin. And you can tell by the concept art that the goblin was definitely supposed to be a bit more involved. I mean, just look at him. He looks like a freaking Sonic character or something with those shoes and the hat. You can kind of see why in Remake the goblin ended up being a much more prevalent enemy and like character. Because it seems like they had a lot more plans for the goblin, and then it just kind of didn't happen, so instead they just threw him on this island. But it's kind of a shame, because they're pretty cool. Like, Goblin Punch is unique, the fact that they give you Zeo Nuts. But yeah, I think they were supposed to do a lot more with this guy. I think there was supposed to be like a main character goblin, but they just didn't have the time to implement it, because, I mean, just look at this concept art. And just look at him. Like, he just, I don't know, they're like super detailed. Especially for an enemy that's just sitting on an island and does nothing else. I think there was definitely more to the goblin. And now we can also fight the Cactuar. Which is over here somewhere. I always forget where this island is. It's by the temple. Is it here? I like never go to this island. It's down here somewhere. I think. Here? It's not this far out, is it? There it is. It is a little further out than I thought. All right. So this is the Cactuar, which I always found really strange because you would think that the fake Cactuar would be in the prison and the real Cactuar would be on Cactus Island, but it's reversed. The one that we fought earlier was the Cactuar. The one that's on Cactus Island is the Cactuar. He's known for showing up on Cactus Island, but he also appears in North Coral area by the Materia Cave, so by the HPMP cave. He gives 1000 XP, 100 AP, and 1000 gil. He's actually a pretty terrible AP grind. A lot of people kind of relate this fight to grinding AP because Cactuar and other games give a lot of AP, but this guy's actually not that great. Many enemies in the game give more AP, such as all of the unknowns in the Sunken Galnica, and even the Headhunter fight I talked about earlier gives you way more AP than this fight, and it's a lot easier. The only reason you'd want to search out this fight in particular is so you can morph him into a Tetra Elemental. He has the same dodge chance as the Cactuar, but for some reason doesn't have the elemental immunities, even though it would make sense given his morph. Which I find really... So, like, he morphs into a Tetra Elemental, but the Cactuar is the one that has, like, immunity to all the elements. This guy doesn't. And the best way to take care of him is to use L4 Suicide and then use Morph with the 255% hit weapon, or just put him into sleep. And then you can easily morph him. And the last funny thing is that he does not show up in the Brady guide. I believe it shows the cactuar, but it does not show the cactuar. It only shows the cactuar. You can see him right there. Cactuar, but no cactuar. So there you go. And so, like I said, you can do L4 on him, which you don't have. I think you have it. And then I think, does someone have Sleep Hell? What's the item for sleep? I like never use it. Is there an item for sleep? Dream powder? Yeah. I thought dream powder, and then I was like, no, that's the Final Fantasy X item, but it's also the Final Fantasy VII item. Wow, that morph didn't do enough damage. How much health does he have? 135 left. Alright, he bullied. He bullied Tifa. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to check earlier that I forgot about. The Tomberry fight. Does it have a unique background or not? I don't want to fight the Tomberry yet, because we're going to fight him in the battle arena. But let's see. There's 2 encounters. Nope, this is just the regular, I think. That would be really cool if you had, like, the Crystal Wall or Sephiroth in the background. But it must not have gotten that far into development. So it's just the regular Whirlwind Maze background. It was probably pretty early that they decided to just have a cutscene in that room. Yeah, anyways. On to Mediel.